Hi English learners, it's that time of year again, Thanksgiving. Do you know when and where it's celebrated? What foods are served? And where does the whole holiday even come from? Today we're going to explore these questions, dispel some myths, and even talk about why the Thanksgiving holiday is a painful topic for lots of people. Plus, we'll get some real-world English listening practice with some interviews as well as audio clips to help you improve your English listening skills. Let's dive in.
All right, woo!
In history class, we learned that the Thanksgiving story began in 1620 when a group of English Puritans, also known as the Pilgrims, fled England in search of religious freedom. They were escaping religious persecution. They boarded a ship called the Mayflower, and they were in search of a new life in the New World, which is now known as America. They arrived in Plymouth, Massachusetts, which is located in the northeast of the USA, in late autumn, when it was already too late to possibly grow any food, and many of them died due to the harsh winter conditions. Following spring, they encountered the Wampanoag people, which was a Native American tribe already inhabiting that area, and they became political allies. They formed an alliance, so to speak. Wampanoag taught the Pilgrims many survival skills, such as how to plant corn, how to use fish as fertilizer, how to fish, and practically how to survive and stay alive in the New World. In the fall of 1621, the Wampanoag and the Pilgrims shared a harvest meal together, and that became the basis of the Thanksgiving story that we are now taught in schools in the USA. But here's the truth. This gathering wasn't purely peaceful or symbolic of unity. Relations between settlers and natives broke down soon after, leading to centuries of conflict, including theft and suffering for indigenous communities. So some Native Americans observe this day as a national day of mourning. This holiday is not a celebration, but rather a day of mourning, holding gatherings to honor their ancestors and resist stereotypes. Like Columbus Day, Thanksgiving is a reminder of colonization and genocide of Native American ancestors. There's a video here on YouTube by MTV News, and the series is called Decoded, and I'll put a link to it in the description of this video, and I'll show the thumbnail here so you'll recognize it. There was one particular comment that I saw under the video that I wanted to read and share here as well. It's by someone from 9 years ago named Tuxedo Marmot. As a Native person myself, I really appreciate the intent of videos like these. Thanksgiving is a tense time for many Indigenous people, being more of a time of mourning than a time of thanks. And on top of that, we often have to educate non-Native people about the truths of Thanksgiving when we're already stressed out and hurting. Hearing allies to our community talk about it and educate others is great. I do have one criticism though. Lines like, "We fought and killed all the Native Americans," are not helpful. They cast us as a sad, forgotten historical people that have been long since wiped out. That's not the whole truth. The truth is that we suffered and many of us were killed, but we also lived. We are alive today as modern peoples, working to preserve our history and culture. Instead of talking about how we were all killed, talk about how we suffered losses but are preserving, and that knowing the truth about Thanksgiving is not only important for historical accuracy, but for thinking about how to help Native people who are alive today. The foods at that first feast were quite different from the traditional dishes we enjoy nowadays. Wampanoag brought venison, which is deer meat. The Pilgrims likely provided a wild fowl, such as duck or goose, with fish, shellfish, and corn porridge. Pumpkins and squash may have been present back then, but definitely not in the form of a delicious pie with a crust and whipped cream on top, because they didn't yet have the oven or sugar. The typical dishes we eat today, like turkey, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes, stuffing, or dressing, those dishes didn't come about until the 1860s. They were inspired by Victorian holiday meals and became popular when Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving a national holiday during the Civil War in 1863. His goal was to reunite a divided country. Now it's time for some listening practice. I took my mic to the streets of Alicante, to the castle of Alicante even, and I interviewed some strangers who spoke English, and they shared what they knew about Thanksgiving. So you're going to enjoy listening to their various accents and practicing your English listening skills. I also asked some of my friends to send me audio messages answering some questions about the traditional foods, if they knew about the controversial history of Thanksgiving. And my friends, they were so great. You're going to get to listen to some various accents, a couple of people from Spain, so they are Spanish and they speak English, as well as some of my friends from different states, such as South Carolina and Texas in the USA. So get your notebook ready if you'd like to take notes. Remember to pause the video whenever you need and rewind to hear something again. There are subtitles, so that should help you to recognize the words you're hearing. Also, I'm going to highlight a few vocabulary words or phrases that my friends use that might be new for you or might be something that you want to start practicing to add into your conversational speech so you sound more like a native. So without further ado, get your ears ready. Here you go. Okay, I'm going to experiment and see if anyone will let me interview them. Hi, I'm Shola. What's your name?
My name is Mabelle.
Where are you from?
I'm from Belgium.
Cool. I've visited Belgium,
Oh,
Brussels.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brussels. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He's from Brussels. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So my questions are about Thanksgiving.
Okay.
First, have you ever celebrated Thanksgiving?
No, we don't do that in Belgium.
What do you know about it?
Not much.
Do you know about the traditional foods?
No.
What are you grateful for? What are you thankful for?
For much, I think. For beautiful life we live in.
Yeah.
Like the beautiful nature we have, lovely people around me, and lovely food, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially here in Spain.
Yeah. Of course. And yeah, thankful for every day we have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks.
Good. What's your name?
My name is Josie.
Great to meet you. I'm Shola
Nice to meet you.
from English
Shola.
with Shola. Have you ever celebrated Thanksgiving?
No, never.
Do you know anything at all about it?
I know it's kind of like an American thing, but I don't. I mean, I've lived in Britain for over 20 years. I've never actually seen them celebrate, and I come from Zambia. I've never seen any celebration like that.
The last question is, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for my family, and I'm just grateful for the people that have welcomed me into their country, you know, like Scotland and everywhere. Even the Spanish, they're so friendly, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that warmth and hospitality.
Exactly.
Yes.
I've experienced that too. I've
Yes.
been living here in Spain for 8 years.
Have
Yeah.
you? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. If I won money, I'd buy a property here.
Thank you, Josie. Hey, I'm Shola. What's your name?
I'm Sean.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
because so far no one has known anything, but you're going to know.
I'm gonna know.
Have you ever celebrated Thanksgiving?
Every year,
What do you know about it?
it's a day to give thanks. Pulling a blank. First time ever getting interviewed.
It's absolutely a day to give thanks.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the traditional foods or like in your
Oh, yeah,
family?
for
What's
sure.
the tradition?
Turkey is obviously huge.
Yeah.
Turkey, like just regular Thanksgivings, like turkey. People that like ham, you'll do like a nice like honey ham or whatever.
Exactly.
Potatoes. Like depending on like your family tradition, some people like a sweet potato casserole.
With marshmallows or without?
Without.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
and
Americans
then
are heartbroken.
big in my family, my dad's like a really good. He makes like pumpkin pie
Yes.
and like a real homemade pumpkin pie with like real like homemade crust and like the filling in the pumpkin pie and with whipped cream. That's like a very big roll, a big thing. Everybody wants like a thing, and our family's getting bigger and bigger. That means my dad has to bake more and more pies.
Oh, that's
But
great.
the thing is probably my pumpkin pie is
Yeah,
probably the
pumpkin
biggest.
pie. This year,
Yeah.
do you know when Thanksgiving is celebrated in Canada and the USA?
So Canada, it's before the States.
Mhm.
So Canada, we just celebrated Thanksgiving, would have been a month ago. I couldn't tell you the exact day. I think it's the first weekend in October.
Mhm.
And then I'm a huge American football fan, obviously. I'm
Yep.
an Atlanta
Oh,
Falcons fan.
cool.
Yeah, so like American Thanksgiving's coming up. I think it's in like the next couple weeks,
Mhm. Yeah,
correct?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
always the fourth Thursday in
First
November.
Thursday, because I
Yeah.
always like watch football all day while
Yeah.
I'm at work.
Yeah, the
Watch
Turkey Bowl.
the
or-
turkey bowls with the Lions and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very accompanied to like the American Thanksgiving as well.
Perfect. Okay, last question.
Last
You've
question.
made it.
I've made it. I'm ready.
What are you thankful for?
This is my first trip alone. I traveled here, and unfortunately, the flooding in Valencia has like kind of made my trip a little longer.
Mhm.
I come here to watch MotoGP,
Mhm.
and I had to drive to Barcelona, and then yesterday I had to drive 5.5 hours here. But I'm thankful like to be able to do these trips. It's the first one by myself, so it's a nice eye opener to do what I want when I want.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm thankful for like my family. I have a little boy at home too. I'm thankful for him. Thankful for like my job working. Canadians, we get like pretty good lifestyle, so I'm pretty happy of what I can do with the money I get.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty thankful just for everything.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, no
That's
problem.
it. You did great.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Hi, Shola. I'm Natalie.
Have you ever celebrated Thanksgiving?
No.
Do you know anything about it?
The Brits came, killed all the natives, and that's why Americans celebrate every year.
As you've already hinted at, you are well aware of the controversial history.
Mhm.
Would you like to say anything else about that?
I think it shouldn't exist.
Okay.
This holiday should
Mhm.
just, not exist.
Do you think we
Or
should
make it different, or
Yeah.
sort of create a holiday for the native people.
to bring awareness about the indigenous communities in America?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that most or a lot of Americans celebrate and have no idea
That's true.
about their history, and now with books
Mhm.
being banned. And
Yeah.
I am grateful for the freedom I have at the moment.
Mhm.
That is, I've been driving around for 10 days now. It's so freeing. It's so freeing.
On the road, yeah.
Yeah. And I have just my dog and my car and my stuff that fits in my car.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
Yes, I celebrate Thanksgiving annually. Like it's been a tradition since I was young. I really don't remember not celebrating Thanksgiving. What Thanksgiving is about, I think it's basically a tradition where the pilgrims from England came over, assuming like in the somewhere in the upper mid east colonies, somewhere around there, maybe Massachusetts, I guess. And they were basically having fall festival time frame, but there weren't a lot of resources, maybe some kind of famine, I'm not sure, but they shared resources with Native Americans, and Native Americans shared some of their foods and traditions with them, and they, I guess, peacefully had a feast that everyone was fulfilled, and it, I guess, started new relations and connections with the English settlers and the Native American groups that were present. The traditional foods we eat, you're going to see dressing, turkey, ham, casserole, sweet potato pies, or just, yams cut up, collard greens, and probably cornbread. But yeah, that's the main things. Cranberry sauce, lots of different pies and desserts. That's going to be your main. Ham, turkey, greens, casserole, dressing, and probably mac and cheese as well. Thanksgiving is celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November every year. The date will change, but the order of the Thursday will always be fourth Thursday of the month for November of that year. I've been made more aware recently of some of the controversy with indigenous people and this particular holiday because what was shared with us as young people in history class is kind of like a heartfelt, friendly coexistence may not really have been, well, definitely was not exactly what was portrayed to us. Culture that had been lost because of eradication and just frankly maybe even genocidal type of behaviors and stealing of resources, forcible removal from land. And so we learn more about that when we do independent research and thinking as opposed to just what's presented to you as a young person. Not that it's all hidden, it's just not what's presented to us when we're younger. So yes, there are definitely controversial and there are truths that are not really shined. Light is not shined upon those as much as it is the friendly, happy, peaceful dinner that supposedly took place. But yeah, so definitely people that had land stolen from them, lives taken from them, their culture, possessions, and things that belong to them that were lost in some cases probably forever that we'll never know about. I'm grateful for family and tradition that we can start our own traditions, even based off of the idea that comes from Thanksgiving, which the idea is definitely being thankful, being grateful. People are, they just happy to be with family, with friends, celebrate their faith. We have faith in God. People may be celebrating different, religious cultures, everything, but the freedom to do that. Thankful for the freedom to celebrate what you are grateful for, and do it peacefully, respectfully, and without fear. So I'm thankful to be able to celebrate, spend time with family, and practice faith. And that everyone else has the right and the freedom and the privilege to do that in their way of celebrating as well.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I am from America. I live in South Carolina. I celebrate Thanksgiving every year, and Thanksgiving is originally about the Native Americans sitting down with the settlers coming from Europe to America. Traditional foods that people eat on Thanksgiving are things like turkey casseroles, and pies, cherry pie, apple pies, things of that nature. Thanksgiving is celebrated on the 28th. It's next Thursday. And controversies surrounding around Thanksgiving are things like Native Americans being oppressed, the genocide that happened when the Europeans came to the continent, and the ongoing things surrounded in that nature towards the Native Americans and their general land and goods and well-being upon their arrival. This year, I am grateful for so much. The usuals: family, shelter, friends, love, and my health. Thank you.
Hi, have I ever celebrated Thanksgiving? No, I have never celebrated Thanksgiving due to the fact that I live in a different culture, and Thanksgiving is mostly celebrated in the US. Do I know what Thanksgiving is about? I know some things, like that families come together and try to eat as much as they can. They also say what they're thankful about, but I don't know much about what Thanksgiving is about. Am I familiar with the traditional foods people eat at Thanksgiving? Yes, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and some people post about how Thanksgiving was for them. I have tried chicken. That is the main dish for Thanksgiving. Yes, I know when Thanksgiving is celebrated. It is celebrated on the 28th of November, I think. I wasn't aware of the controversy in Thanksgiving, but now I know that there are discussions because of because it said that the Americans had a good friendship with the colonials. That's what I understand. And the final question: what I'm grateful for? I'm grateful for having a family and having a house and education.
Well, the first question is if I have celebrated. I don't think that I have celebrate Thanksgiving. It's true that I heard about that because I got some American friends, but I never been in one of these celebrations. And I don't really know what it's about. I know that religion and, and the history is something to do with this celebration. And on the other hand, I have seen like families and friends get together and eat food. But more than that, I don't really know what it is. I always see turkey. Turkey. Every time they say Thanksgiving, turkey come to my mind. I think my American friend told me that is the last Thursday of November. I am not very familiar with the controversy of Thanksgiving. However, my friend told me last night, well, the other day, some people refuse to celebrate Thanksgiving because they don't agree with the history that they usually tell to people. I am grateful for the family and friends that I have around, for to be alive, and I'm feeling healthy at the moment. I am grateful to have a place where I can stay, to eat food, to be honest, what I like. And I'm grateful to have a job and to have time to do what I like. And I think I am grateful for more things, but right now it don't come to my mind. But I'm feeling grateful in general.
I've never really celebrated Thanksgiving. I have done Friendsgiving, but I've never been in America to celebrate a Thanksgiving. And I'm from Jamaica, so we don't really do Thanksgiving there. What I know about Thanksgiving is normally on a Thursday, the day before Black Friday. It is the day I think the Pilgrims and the Native Americans had a harvest and they celebrated harvest. So Thanksgiving just came in as something to replace that. Foods that I know people normally eat for Thanksgiving is always a turkey in the center. There is candied yams, but I don't call them yams because they're sweet potatoes. They're not yams. Stuffing, cranberry sauce, macaroni and cheese, collard greens. Those are the ones that I know about. I'm pretty sure there are others, but I can't think of them as yet. I know the Jamaicans that celebrate Thanksgiving normally put our own twist to it and add our own Jamaican recipes in it and cook different stuff. And I'm guessing like different American families with different backgrounds would celebrate Thanksgiving differently with the food that they do make. But I know that the turkey is a staple. Normally, Thanksgiving is celebrated on the fourth Thursday or the last Thursday of the month. So if I think that's on the 28th or the 29th of November this year. The controversies around Thanksgiving, I think it's normally just the I think the whitewashing of the history of Thanksgiving, not really giving a true depiction of the relationship with the Pilgrims and the Native Americans. So for me, that's been the main issue there. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful that for my family, my friends. I'm grateful for life. I am grateful that I wake up every day knowing that everything I do, I'll be a better person or try to be a better person. But overall, I'm just grateful for the people in my life and the experiences we get to share.
Hello, my name's Hannah and I'm from England in the United Kingdom. And I've never celebrated Thanksgiving. That's because in my culture, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I've always thought of it as more part of an American culture, and I've seen it on American series, but it's never been something that we've celebrated in my family. In terms of knowing what Thanksgiving is about, I guess the key point is in the title, to give thanks. So I'm guessing that people usually practice gratitude or give thanks for the food that they eat and the life that they have and their friends and family. I'm not so familiar with traditional foods that they use at Thanksgiving, although when I see images of it, it usually reminds me of Christmas dinner in the UK. So I usually see a big roasted bird like a turkey or a chicken alongside potatoes, carrots, parsnips, and other roasted vegetables. I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat the meat side of those vegetables, but at Christmas in the UK, we tend to eat those foods also. Thanksgiving, I believe, is celebrated at the end of November, but I wouldn't be able to tell you the exact date, which I'm a little bit embarrassed about, to be honest. In terms of controversies surrounding Thanksgiving, I wouldn't be able to give any details, although I'm assuming that probably the story is not as rosy and happy as, the American culture likes to tell and likes to explain, like most stories of history. But other than that, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to give you any more details. So that is my take on Thanksgiving, and I hope that is okay.
Thanksgiving is a holiday with many layers, just like a layered casserole. Whether you celebrate it or not, it's an opportunity to practice kindness. It's about gratitude, family, traditions, and also a time to reflect on historical realities and honor Indigenous voicing. Thanks for watching. See you next time.